So I woke up this morning and well, one, there's a beautiful Mark III variant outside, but two, this package here was sitting lean against this door. I'm not sure why, but it's addressed to me, but I don't know what it is. So we're gonna open this up and see what we got. It's addressed to me, but I really don't know what this is. I didn't order anything. I don't think. Did I? Guess we'll find out. Oh. So this is for Danny, actually. This was like lost for like weeks and it just shows up today. Okay. I mean, it's not for me, which sucks, but at least this is here. That's good. I'll be happy about that. So this is a Cami Mark III Golf grill spoiler. So that one right there across the front. Pretty cool piece, pretty old school. Definitely some cool stuff. But yeah, this was lost for like 2-3 months. And he just messaged me today saying he had some movement on the tracking number and then it's here. So he'll be happy about that. Got a little dinged up over here, but I think everything inside's okay. But pretty cool, old school piece. Like I said, the little Cami Mark III Golf grill spoiler right there. The goal for today is to finish what I started yesterday. I started pulling the fuel pump, the factory fuel pump out of this car. But the gasoline inside the tank was so cold because it was like, by the time I was messing with this car last night, it was down to the 30s and the gas in the tank was just so cold. As soon as I put my hand in the tank, it got like numb and it just hurt to try and grab that pump and twist it. I couldn't get it a pop free. We'll try again today, but hopefully that's what we're gonna do. And then once that's done, I'm hoping once the new one's in, the car will just turn on and run. Because what I'm thinking what's happening right now, the car has the factory fuel pump in the tank, but has a secondary like high flow fuel pump on the body of the car. That one obviously works, it's very, very loud, you can hear it, but the factory one I'm pretty sure is seized up because when I pulled the lines off of the fuel pump, there was not a drop of fuel in those lines. So I'm pretty sure the factory one is like seized up, and the secondary one's just trying to pull anything it can, but it can't pull through the first one. So once we put a working fuel pump in the car, it should run. And then you guys can hear some very cool VR6 turbo noises. All right, let the fun begin. I gotta go ahead and move this stuff back out of the way again. But then we can go ahead and try and get this fuel pump out of here. All right, well, it's been about 20 minutes and the fuel pump is still in the tank. I do not know what it is with this car. I can't, and I've done multiple fuel pumps before. You just grab the top of it, turn it counterclockwise, like barely any force. It should pop, lift right out. This one, I can move it like maybe, I don't know, a few millimeters. I feel it clicks to the left and it like locks up. And I can't make it budge. It doesn't help, the gas is still freezing inside there, so I have about like 10 or so seconds before my hand's just so cold, I'm like numb. I can't twist it anymore because it hurts my hand, but I've never seen a fuel pump on this time. I can't get it to budge, and I don't understand why. They're all the same. Grab them, turn counterclockwise, and it just moves, and I try going the other way just for whatever. It just doesn't move. I can't get it to move. Oh my goodness, I'm pretty sure this is the problem for the car, so once I put a new one in, it should be good and it should run, but I can't get it out. Why, man? The easiest things always give me such problems. Get out of there! Okay, so update. Me and the fuel pump here had a little talk, a little bit of words were exchanged back and forth, and now, look who decided to come out of there. My hand, it hurts really bad, it's red, but you know what? A little bit of a talk, a little convincing, and she's out. So now we can put the new one back in and then hopefully this car will run. Because I said, when I pulled the lines off of the top of this one, not even a drop of fuel came out here, which normally there should be fuel in the line, well, these lines, there should be fuel in these lines, and it was just completely empty. So I'm pretty sure this thing's just dead and locked up, and the secondary fuel pump wasn't able to pull any fuel like through this one because it was locked up, and then hopefully this is our problem. So this is out, thank God, because my goodness, this was pissing me off. And now put the new one in. Say a prayer. We did it. New fuel pump is in. I just tested it. You can see all the fuel that came shooting out of this side. So this one is working good. The only thing is this pump that's inside the tank right now isn't mounted to the bottom where it actually mounts in, because that one has hoses that are shorter than this one. So I think the only difference between all the fuel pumps in the car, I think they're all the exact same, but the wagons seem to have the long hoses that reach way up to the top of the tank, whereas that one had much shorter hoses, so it couldn't bolt it down, which is okay because again, this is not a permanent fix. This is just to see if this is the issue of why the car will not run anymore. If this fixes the car, he's gonna order a brand new one. He's gonna upgrade his fuel pumps anyways, so he'll order a brand new one. This is just simply to make sure this is the issue with the car, and if it runs now, awesome. If not, we have more work to do. All right, we are plugged back in. Our lines are hose clamped down. We are ready to try our first startup. That's what happens. It would be really cool if this car just started. I might need to get a car and hook up to this car for the battery, but let's see how this goes first. All right, there's that fuel pump going, very, very loud. Yeah, she's dead. All right, so let me hook up another car to this one, and then we'll try again. Hang on. All right, we have the wagon coming to save the wagon. So hopefully once we put some power to this car, it'll actually start. Open that up. Thank you. I believe my cable should still be in the back of this car, I hope. Let's see. All these things are in here. Yeah, cables. All right, we'll let this sit for a few minutes, let it charge up, and then we'll go ahead and try and start the car. All right, take two. Let's see if we've made any progress. Hopefully we did. All right. Let her prime up real quick. All right, here we go. Close. I'm gonna try again. It might take a minute to prime up that fuel pump because there's a bunch of end lines. Let's try her again. Let's see what we got. It's close. I don't know. So maybe it's not the fuel pump. It's still wanting to crank, and it should be getting fuel now because that fuel pump works. The car almost sounds like how my VR6 sounded, my first VR6 sounded when I had a bunch of cylinders that were dead. Now I don't think this car was running so fine before. It may have lost a cylinder, lost compression. I don't have the tool right now to check. I'll have to get one. So we can go ahead and check the numbers and see where it's at. But she's getting fuel now. Everything's plugged in properly. So I don't know, I'll try 4 more times, but if not, I'll probably have to call it a day because I don't have anything else to really try in the car except for just getting a compression tester to go through and check the cylinders and see where they're at. So when trying to start the car, I note if I have my foot on the gas pedal, I'm kind of like pushing it back and forth. That'll get the car to start and run just a little bit, but like barely hanging on. It seems like the car is not getting any fuel. I'll show you here in a second. But I'm gonna try and do, I already looked at all the fuses, they look fine. I'm gonna take the brand new 167, the fuel pump relay that I put in the Savoy. I'm gonna put it in this car and see if that'll give us any different results. Let's try her again. Oh, it's close, but that did not sound too good, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it right there. It's not my car. Came closer to actually starting. I heard it actually turn over for a second, but it kind of sounded like it was backfiring up here or something was clanking, and I don't want to destroy all of this. So I'll update Steven what just happened and see what he thinks about it, whether I should try more or not, but I don't want to go any farther without his permission. Before anyone freaks out over that metal sound, when he was trying to start the car, he said beware, it's gonna make that sound when you try and start it, but he wanted me to mess with it anyways. So that is a sound he's already aware of. He pulled the oil pan off this car to reseal it and check the oil. There's no metal shavings down there, so I'm gonna do what I can for today, and then I'll update him and see what he wants to do from there. But it wants to turn over a little bit. It seems like it's getting a little bit of fuel now. I'm gonna try the new relay, but it does sound a bit angry. Okay, so we have the new fuel pump relay from the Savoy now in this car. Let's see if that gives us any different results. Not really. It honestly sounds like the starter is like trying to engage and it's like popping off, or like it sounds like the starter is having an issue trying to turn over the engine itself. I'm not sure that's the actual problem, but just from like trying to turn the car on, that's what it sounds like. I hear a lot of clanking from the starter on this side, and it sounds like it's like coming off of the grooves and not able to turn the motor the way it's supposed to. So like that, I'll update Steve on what I've seen today. I mean, he's messing with his car for weeks now, and it hasn't really got anywhere, so I don't know. I want to compression test it and see where the cylinders are at. The starter might be an issue. It's getting fuel now, so I don't know. Like I said, this isn't my car. There's a lot of things in here that I've never really messed with before, so I'm just trying to help out as best I can. It wants to crank. It has fuel now. It'll start for a second and then die out if I'm not pressing the gas. But right now it sounds like that starter is just having a horrible time like engaging and just not working properly. So, and then if you are new to the channel and you don't know the backstory of what happened to this car, he was driving home about a month and a half or 2 months ago, just driving, cruising, nothing crazy, and the car just completely shut off as he was driving. Like no boggy, no indication, just completely dead, shut off, and it has not started. Well, it's done what it's done today, but it hasn't actually ran properly. Since then, he's gone through coil packs, ignition wires, all the tuning stuff. I mean, he's looked through just about everything possible except for the fuel pump that I did today. But he's gone through just about everything, and the cars will crank, and it won't turn over. So Now you're up to speed on everything that he knows and everything that I know. Like I said, right now it sounds like the starter itself is having an issue and not engaging properly. Maybe that's going bad, but again, I don't think a starter going bad would cause the car just to die as you're driving, just like out of nowhere. So like I said, if you have any ideas or thoughts on what could be wrong with this car, leave a comment below. At least the car looks good though. Very, very good looking car. Too bad it doesn't run. One day. What I think I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna tell Steve, I wanna try and get in touch with the shop that actually built this car, well, built the engine, all that kind of stuff, and see if we can't get the car over there. I just don't have enough knowledge on how this entire thing works. I don't have the proper tools, any of that kind of stuff. The fuel pump is easy to do and swap that out, but to try and pull this entire thing apart and see what's wrong with it, I just don't have the proper tools or the knowledge to do it. Try and talk with the shop that did it, see if we can get the car over there and let them diagnose the problem. The metal clinking sound that he told me about, it sounds very, very not good. But he pulled the pan off and there was no metal shavings, no metal down there. So I believe the engine is still good, or he thinks it's still good. Something with the starter's weird, the fuel's weird, there's a metal clinking sound. A lot of issues that are currently present. At least it looks good though. All right, so it's been a few hours. I actually spoke to Steve on the phone a little while ago, told him the progress I made with the car, just the sounds that I was hearing. So he thinks it's best as well we take the car, if we can, get it to the shop that built the engine, let them pull the motor probably out of the car and just go through it. That's what I think we should happen. But he does have the compression tester. He was supposed to leave this morning for a 6-month deployment, but due to all the things happening in Iran, they backed it up to tonight. So I'm actually gonna go meet him here in just a minute, pick up his compression tester, do that tomorrow just to see what the numbers are at. And then from there, he can decide where he wants to go to the shop or this and that. So he's contacting the shop that built the engine for him, and then we'll go from there. But I'm gonna compression test the car tomorrow or even tonight and just see what the numbers say. It sounds like it's down cylinders and there's that weird metal sound. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and this is not my car, and I didn't build any of it, so I don't really know completely what's going on. But hopefully, once the compression test, we'll have a better understanding of what's actually happening. All right, compression tester has been acquired. We'll toss this up in here real quick. And then my man Steve here heading out. Again, man, be safe, buddy. Thanks, man. We'll see you, and then hopefully we can get your car figured out as best as possible. We got our fancy compression tester. He actually bought this to test the engine on his car, the compression. Never got a chance to. This thing's actually like brand new, never been used, brand new. So we will test that probably tomorrow. I was gonna do it tonight, but it's dark and I just don't feel like it. Tomorrow we'll try and compression test the engine and just see where it's at. I also said the thing wrong earlier. I thought he had already dropped the pan on this car and checked for like metal bits, but he said he actually did it earlier. He hasn't done it since the car shut off. So tomorrow we'll compression test and also drop the pan to see if we see any metal, anything. If there's metal debris in the pan, I'm just gonna stop what I'm doing, and then he's already been contacting the shop that built the engine, and we'll have to figure out a way to get the car over there because he's leaving tonight and he's gone for 6 months. The shop's about an hour away, but we'll figure it out. Either way, the car will run again. Whether I probably can't fix it. Like I said, I don't have enough knowledge, I don't think, and I don't have the proper tools to do what needs to be done. I'm pretty positive the engine needs to be pulled out of the car and just completely gone through, and I can't do that here, unfortunately. But the car will be running again, and it's not the end of the world. So compression tester for tomorrow, and then drop the pan, drain the oil, and see what we got. Hopefully there's nothing catastrophic in there, but that metal sound I heard earlier, which is he's heard as well, and when I saw him today, I let him listen to all the clips from today just to hear it. So he said that's what he heard before. So nothing out of the ordinary. It was close to starting with the new fuel pump, but I don't know, there's something going on. I'm gonna end the video here. Don't forget this, well, not this month, but next month, February 7th and 8th, Eurotripper 7 down in Fort Myers. Make sure you guys go. It's gonna be an amazing show. Like I said, I'll be there, Casey will be there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Do not miss out. The Mutts Nuts registration is still open until the 12th of this month, and then it closes. Eurotrippers have always been one of my favorite shows to go to. I'm sad I can't have Miley there this year, but at least we get to go. It's gonna be so much fun. So that if you're in Florida, or if you're anywhere you want to fly in, I'm coming from Germany, so you have no excuse. If you want to go, make sure you get down there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. The pre-meet, like barbecue thing, is on Friday, and the actual show's on Saturday. There's raffles, there's prizes, tons of awesome builds that are there. I've been looking through all the submissions. So many nice cars. A lot of the Mark III squad will be there. Just a good time all together. Awesome car community. Make sure you guys get out there. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, be thankful for this day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.